Good morning, guys. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. I'm here in LA again. You guessed it, playing Hustler. This time playing a little bit more significant, higher stakes today. And if you guys are wondering, how do I prepare for these high stakes cash games? Well, I drove to the beach. You know, look at these beautiful palm trees. I mean, literally, I'm from Boston, and it's December now, and it still looks this nice here. I still can't get over it. But I love my acai bowls, but I love chia pudding a little bit more. So I'm just having some chia pudding this morning before I go head out and drive to Hustler. To be honest, once again, I might be a little bit tight on time, but I'm going to take my time, eat this, then head over. Today's game is going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit nerve-wracking, to be quite honest with you. We're playing 100, 200, 400 with $100,000 minimum buy-in. And we've got some regulars on the show, we got some good players on the show, and there's probably going to be blood. We're going to see how this goes. I'm probably going to start anywhere between 300 to 500,000, and I have a little over 1 million in my total budget. So hopefully I don't need to dive into the entire budget, but this is going to be a very, very big game. And I sold some action on Stake King, so hopefully things go well. Hopefully I can make some money. If I can survive today, that's all that matters. Anyways, I'm excited. Let's head into the game. 100, 200, 400 under the bright lights of Hustler Casino Live.
Under the bright lights here at Hustler Casino Live, we're playing another massive game, playing 100, 200, 400, and I've got $400,000 in front of me. Let's freaking get this show on the road. One of the first hands I pick up King 9 of clubs on the button. Nick in the hijack opens things up to 2,000. Get the cutoff player to make the call, and with this hand, I kind of want to just 3-bet this one. We're playing super deep. I'm in position, and let's bump up the size of the pot. I 3-bet to $10,000. Jungle in the big blind cold calls. Very interesting to see from someone like him. Then that allows a straddle to call, the hijack to call, the cutoff to call. We've got 5 ways to the flop here, which all comes ace, ace, 3, rainbow. Action is quickly going to check over to me here, and in theory here, I'm technically supposed to have all the better aces and all that stuff, like ace king and ace queen, because I'm the 3-better. So I'm going to rep that because I have such a bad hand. King high, I make it $10,000. Very small little teaser bet, little tickle into the pot, hoping to get some folds, and I do get some folds. Only the big blind jungle makes the call. Everyone else gets out of the way. So we're going to go to a turn, which is the 10 of clubs. Jungle checks over to me. I'm going to continue my story of saying I have an ace, and it's a good one. I bet $30,000, kind of sizing up to about a pot size all in on the river here, and he ends up quickly folding, getting out of the way with his pocket nines. So here we go, scooping a $100,000 pot to start the night. As a forward, this $100,000 pot is nothing compared to the hands we're going to see later on this session. So starting up the next one, picking up pocket 3s in the small blind. There's a hijack raise at 2,000. I make the call, and we're going to go see a flop of 10-7-3. Damn right, that is bottom set here. I check it over to Professor, and he throws out 2,000. And I wish I knew what Professor had, because if I knew how strong he was, I wouldn't have just called like I did in this instance. So here we are going to a turn, which is a 10. Board is paired, and this isn't a very good action card because it's going to go check, check. So he clearly doesn't have a 10, and I might have made a huge mistake not making this pot bigger, but going to a river, which is the king of diamonds. I check one more time, praying to God that Professor is going to throw out a bet here. Whether it's a bluff or value, please put money in the middle, and he throws out 7,000. That is lovely. It's time for me to check raise, and I'm going to go really big here because I've slow played my full house the entire way. So I'm going to make it $30,000. And onto him, who thinks about it for a while. Looks like he has a decision to make. I obviously don't know what his hand is at this point, and you obviously cannot blame him for calling this one on the river. I show the full house, and I'm going to win this one. Now, looking back on stream, it feels bad that the pot could have been a lot bigger, but here we are. Nice to win a $69,000 pot. Teehee on the $69,000.
Hey guys, quick little interruption in the video because we've got some really exciting things happening at WPT Global. For all the people that can play, for all the people that have watched my channel know that I am an ambassador for them, and we're doing some really cool things. From December 24th to January 14th, we got the WPT Global Winter Festival. A lot of cool tournaments, cash game stuff, leaderboard stuff that I want to tell you guys about. So if you're interested, you haven't signed up yet and don't have an account, click the link down below. Use the code Rampage for a deposit bonus because there's going to be some really fun events. There's a $200 buy-in, 400K guarantee online event. For the smaller stakes, there's $22 buy-in, 40K guarantee. There's also like $5 tournaments and all that fun stuff. But there's some really big events happening, which I'm excited about personally. There's a $500 buy-in, 200K guarantee. There's a WPT Global Prime event, 1K buy-in, 350K guarantee. And most importantly, for me, I love this, a WPT Championship, $3,500 buy-in. The winner gets the trophy, gets their name on the Mike Sexton Cup, all of the cool things. It's also a 400K guarantee as well, so it's going to be huge. So I'll be grinding online, streaming some of it all month long. So come check it out if you're new to the site. And if you already have an account, I'll see you there. Lastly, I do want to just kind of advertise this. There's WPT Global Spins, like $25, $50, $1 sit and goes that you can just willy-nilly click and play now. And I'm having a lot of fun doing this. And yeah, so super easy. Just wanted to show you guys how it works. 25 bucks. You get 2 other people to sit down, then you get to play for a random amount. Top prize in these sit and goes is $151,000 for a $25 buy-in. Anyways, looking forward to a whole month long of WPT Global fun events. So I'll see you online, see you in the felt. Let's get back to the video.
Moving right along, picking up 9 deuce of diamonds in the straddle here. There's an early position open to 1500. Cutoff makes the call, and I have a suited double down hand in blackjack. Let's see a flop, which comes 9-4-3 with a flush draw. I check with top pair. Early position player checks. Now the cutoff throws out 3,000. Here, a little bit of an iffy decision, but I decided to check raise. Check raise on the larger side to 15,000 here. Happy to play a big pot with top pair. Although I literally have no kicker. My kicker is literally non-existent. But here, with my check raise of $15,000, the cutoff makes the call, which, you know, I kind of like, I kind of don't like, kind of indifferent about it, to be honest with you, because my kicker is so bad. We're going to go to a turn which comes a 4 of spades. This isn't a very good card for me, in my opinion. I think if I'm trying to get value from worse pairs, then a 4 is going to be one of them that now improves the trips. So I start off with a check out of position, and my opponent checks this one back. Now going to a river, which comes the 5 of hearts. So everything kind of bricked out, and here, sitting with top pair, I want to get greedy with my top pair here, trying to get a hero call from worse pairs, of course, maybe even a river to 5. Lots of things that I might be able to get value from, so I bomb it. $35,000, looking like a bluff here, looking like a missed flush draw that wants to get a smaller pair out of there. Anyways, he thinks about it for a while and ends up tossing in a call, which, as you can see on screen, not good for me. A little bit of an overplay with my top pair, and now another 6-figure pot going the wrong direction. Not the best of starts to this stream, unfortunately. Moving right along, we've got a massive, massive straddle here in this next hand with the $3,200 straddle on. This is not your typical 1-2-4 game. Here with King, Queen offsuit in the cutoff, I just have to raise it up to 9,000. You know, you'd think 2 face cards is good enough for a raise here, but the button to my left immediately 3-bets to 35,000. That is massive. Massive, massive 3-bets, and this is someone who hasn't played many hands. Anyways, the small blind now 4-bets to 72,000. Oh my goodness, I am so out of here. I let my cards go. The button goes all in for 182,000 total. Small blind calls, and this $3,200 straddle has created chaos. It's aces versus tens, all in pre-flop for almost a $400,000 pot. And Aces is going to hold both runouts. Unfortunate to Jungle for losing this one here. But yeah, this straddle is insane. The game is off the hook. And we're going to go moving on to the next spot that I'm involved. Ace-Jack offsuit. The player to my right raises it up to 1,500, and I put in a 3-bet to 7,000. The straddle makes the call, and the player to my right makes the call as well for 7,000. So we're going to go 3 ways to a flop, which comes 10, 6, 7 rainbow. You might be thinking to yourself, this seems like a whole nothing kind of flop. Don't understand how this becomes a significant hand. Well, you're going to find out because action's going to check through, and we're going to see a turn which comes the 9 of clubs. So now 4-liner to a straight. Any 8 makes a straight here. But cool thing is I have a jack, which is a gut shot straight draw. Anyways, the player to my right throws out a bet of 8,300. And having a jack in my hand gives me some equity, and it's going to give me a chance to try to win this one because I make the call in position. Other player gets out of the way, so heads up to the river now, which comes the deuce of spades. Other player checks it over to me. Now I have the clear green light to go for it. And I'm going to throw out a large bet here because I'm representing either a straight or nothing and hoping that my opponent can fold one pair or two pair. I make it $35,000, throwing that into the middle and praying to get a fold because I just haven't had much success so far today, if you can see from the hands. He does end up letting his cards go, so I get my bluff through for a $75,000 pot. Lucky me. It's nice to win, I guess, the smaller ones, but still, after getting that bluff through, I go through about 3 hours of card death and playing some smaller pots, winning and losing them, but nothing too significant. But still, the theme of today for me so far is that I'm just chipping down. About 5 hours into the stream, we see Airball and Santosh leave. And when they leave, that creates some sort of panic or weird vibes where that kind of causes everyone else to want to get up and leave out of the table too, because they were the two of the biggest winners here so far. Anyways, when they leave, I pick up a hand to play, so we're going to see what happens. I pick up tens in the straddle. There's a cutoff raise to 1,500, button 3 bets to 6K, then the small blind 4 bets to 18,000. And here, I have a decision to make. I'm not sure if I want to re-raise again or just call or just fold. And I think with tens, all of those decisions are on the table. And I decided to just make the call because I'm in position, at least, of this 4-better. It's a little bit scary because I have so many other people to act behind. But here, I make the call for 18,000 and everyone else ends up getting out of the way. So going heads up to a flop, which comes 9, 7, 6, 2 hearts. I have an overpair. I have a straight draw. I have stuff going for me here, and Professor throws out a bet of 25,000. A little bit large considering the size of the pot right now, but I don't think I can ever fold my hand with a straight draw, so I call for 25K. Now going to a turn where comes a brick 3 of diamonds. Here he throws out another bet, this time of 34,000, kind of sizing down from a percentage of the pot standpoint. And I am kind of feel like I'm getting milked right now at this point. I kind of feel like I should fold, but the price is way too good to fold my hand. You know, if he ever has just hearts here, then I am definitely ahead. And he's certainly capable of having a hand like ace, king of hearts, ace, queen of hearts. So I just have to make the call again to navigate some rivers. And the river is the king of hearts. Well, he doesn't have ace, king of hearts anymore, that's for damn sure. But when he throws out another small bet, this time actually like a down bet to 31,000. Oh, not a fun spot to be in. I think I could consider bluffing a lot of the time if I had any hearts in my hand. But at this point, I don't. And I'm just going to wave the white flag. You know, this hand feels really bad. I just kind of called pre-flop, called flop, called turn, and just let him milk me all the way through. And I just have to fold to like a tiny bet on the river. I'll let it go. I fold, and luckily I do because he had pocket kings. So never was I ahead at any street at this point. But now I'm down $50,000 on the night after this hand. It feels really bad, and suddenly everyone starts leaving and getting out of the table. So this doesn't feel great because we had a full ring game. We still have over an hour left on stream. I'm stuck money now, and everyone's gone. So things are not turning out very well, and I said to add on another 600K because now I'm in for $1 million on the night, and it basically feels like the game's going to break, which is not what I expected coming into this. But here you can see it's just me and Jungle Man sitting by ourselves on the stream table. We're both stuck on the night, and now we're going to play heads up because we got to keep the stream going. I negotiated, or at least we talked about what stakes we want to play with Jungle, and we're going to play much, much smaller than normal. To be honest, I would love to play a little bit even smaller, but we don't have any $50 chip denominations on the table. So we're going to play 100, 200, 200. And we're going to play for a little bit here where pre-flop there is a raise, and I have 10-8 and make the call. Going to a flop, which comes king 10-7 rainbow. I check it over to Jungle with my middle pair. He throws out $800 with middle pair. Never going to go anywhere. I make the call. Turn comes a 6 of hearts, and I check again. Jungle throws out $2,400 now, sizing up with his bet. Still heads up here. I have some experience because now I've beat Doug Polk now. I know that middle pair or second pair is going to call again. So we're going to see a river, which comes another 6. Doesn't really change a whole lot, and I check, hoping he checks it back, but then he bombs it for $18.6 thousand. Very, very huge overbet, almost 2.5x the pot. and I am in the tank. I'm in the blender here. He's repping a very, very strong hand. The bet is very, very large, and I don't have the best hand to hero call, to be honest. Having a 10 isn't super strong. I don't think having an 8 is very good either because he's going to be bluffing with a lot of his 8s and his 9s. So what do you want me to do? I tank, and I ended up just like randomizing, calling if I flipped over 2 10s in a row, and I did not. So randomizer screwed me. He has the bluff, and I fold, lose a 26K pot against one of the best heads-up players in the world. And here, moving right along, we are playing three-handed again. Andy comes back and decides to play, and he asks to bump up the stakes. Everyone here at the table is stuck a good bit. I'm stuck the least amount, but I'm still stuck like over close to 100K now at this point. And we're going to play three-handed. Blinds and stakes have increased. 500, 1K, 1K. This game is massive. Here, starting off this three-handed cage death match, it feels like. I pick up Jack 9 of clubs on the button. I raise it up to 2,500 to get Andy to make the call. See a flop of 10-7-5 rainbow. He checks over to me here with an overcard, a gutter. I'm going to bet 4,500. Here, Andy decides to float with the 4 high, and we're going to go to a turn which becomes a deuce of clubs. Brings in my backdoor flush draws. Now I have improved to a combo draw here, and when he checks it over to me, I'm going to start bombing because I have so much going on for me, and I only have Jack high. So I make it $21,000, and Andy decides to come along and call again. So we got another big pot brewing. We're going to go see a river, which comes the 10 of hearts. Andy decides to lead for $30,000, and I have to snap full Jack high. I don't have a decision to make. And now looking back, he had 4 high. What a play by Andy. Kudos to him for outplaying me this time. And after this hand, I'm starting to look back at my commentary, and I don't really recall talking about many winning hands, which is not a very good recipe to win on the session. So now at this point, I'm down even more, and we're going to move on to the next one, which is a very large pot. Andy in the button open things up to $3,000. I have queen 10 offsuit in the small blind. I decided to 3-bet this one to 13,000, just amping up some aggression. This hand might not be the best to 3-bet here, but here anyways, we're going to see a flop because Andy makes the call. Going to a flop of ace, jack, 5, 2 clubs. Here, ace high board should be better for me. I have a gut shot straight draw, so let's fire out $8,000. Andy comes along for a call for my small bet, and we see the 10 of hearts on the turn. Here, I have a pair. I have a straight draw. I'm kind of mixed between wanting to check or bet, and when I'm stuck, I'm going to blast money into the middle, and I throw out 35,000. Really large bet here now, and I run into some more aggression. Andy raises to $100,000, and simply put, I'm annoyed at this point, and I don't think I have a really good hand to call. I really don't think that my hand's ever good here. But I do think that Andy is one that's very capable of bluffing here in this spot, finding some weird hands to amplify the aggression with. And here, having a queen, it makes less combinations of straights possible. So I thought, in that case, why not call as a bluff and hope to blast on the river? That, let's be honest here, not the best and most thought out plans of poker, but we're in it. I decide to do exactly that. I call for $100,000 with the big pot brewing, and we see the river jack. Board pairs, I check it over to Andy, and I just have no idea what I want to do at this point. It's really not great to play a $250,000 pot with not a clue in the world of what decision I want to do or want to see. But Andy ends up checking this one back. I show the 10, and he shows just the turned nuts for Broadway. And I say goodbye to a $244,000 pot. At this point of the night, after this hand, now I'm stuck $250K. That's the largest loss I've ever had in my life so far, and that's just not great. It's really, really unfortunate. So we're going to move on to one of the last hands of the stream. All right, can we battle back and claw out of this on the stream? I pick up 10-9 of clubs in the small blind. Andy raises 2,500. I 3-bet to 10,000. And Jungle 4-bets to 26,000. 10-9 of clubs, three-handed. How bad could it be? I make the call. Going to see a flop of 7s, 5, deuce, 2 clubs. Very low, disconnected flop. I check it over to Jungle, and he throws out 15,000. Here, I actually take my time. I kind of like the idea of check raising on this spot. With my specific hand, it makes a lot of sense, but overall, I don't think it's very good because jungle can just have basically everything here. He has all this very strong overpairs. He has some sevens, and I am a little bit capped, I think, in this 4-bet pot out of position. So I decided to chill and make the call for 15,000, and we see a turn, which is the Queen of Diamonds. Not the card I wanted to see. Action goes check, check, luckily, so I get to see a free river card, which is an ace. Well, I don't really have a hand to bluff, unfortunately. So I give up and just like let it go, sacrifice this pot to jungle. It goes check, check. He has pocket sixes. Turns out I was in much better shape than I thought on the flop. And what are you going to do? Losing another pot. So running pretty bad in this 3-handed game. The stream ends and I end up down about $310,000 on stream. The good news is that there's opportunity to make things back because we are playing post-stream, baby. What made you think that the action was going to stop there? We're going to war post-stream here, and it's going to start up right now. I apologize for the lack of footage here because everything is actually quite intense, and we're playing 3-handed. We're playing lots and lots of hands, and the pots are getting quite big, so it's hard for me to pick up the phone and record and also take notes. So this hand is recorded late, ace-queen offsuit on the big blind. Button raises to 2,500. Andy calls. I make it 12.5K, and both players call. Seeing a flop of ace-king for rainbow with ace-queen, pretty good spot to be in. I throw out a small bet of $8,000 and both players fold, so that's a quick pickup of chips here. The next hand you're going to see is I have ace-8 of spades in the big blind. Jungle opens 2,500. Andy 3-bets 10,000. I 4-bet to 25,000, and I get Andy to make the call in the small blind. So we're playing a 4-bet pot in position, and here the flop becomes 10-5-5 rainbow, all brick city. Andy checks. I throw out a small bet of 14,000 here with ace high, and he folds. So another nice little pickup here. And moving forward to the last hand of the night, literally the last hand, jungle ends up getting quite short with about 31,000 in a stack, which is only 31 big blinds. It's kind of crazy to think. That's just to give you the scope of how massive this game is. Anyways, it goes all in. I raise the button with ace-queen. Jungle just goes all in pre-flop like a tournament. And we run ace-queen into ace-king. And we're going to see the run out here. And it's a little bit of a sweat on the turn. There's a chance I can win this one, suck out for a good $70,000, $62,000. And no, did not find the suck out. Ace-king's going to win this one. And that's going to wrap up the post-stream. Unfortunately, like I said, not a whole lot to go through in terms of footage-wise because it was so intense. But at least you got to see some of the footage of what happens behind the scenes of the post-stream madness when 3 people are stuck playing to the death.
That was an unfortunate stream. The stream was bad. I still actually don't know how much I lost on stream. I think it's somewhere around 311K. So unfortunate for the Stake Kings people. Wish I was able to not have my biggest loss of my life come now. I mean, such a roller coaster ride of events. But yeah, stuck piles on stream. Playing jungle heads up is not a good idea. Punted in a big hand versus Andy. Just overall not good. Post stream though, it went much, much better. To be fair, I didn't, like what I said, I wasn't able to really show you guys a whole lot. But the last hand you guys saw, very unfortunate. Jungle only had about like 31K. We were playing 501K. We were playing, like, I mean, that pot was 60K and it wasn't a big pot for the game. So I got some really good experience, I guess, maybe. I mean, I wish I was able to show you, like, I mean, it was such an intense environment. We were all just trying to kill each other and playing like 50 to 100K pots. Nothing. Literally nothing because, I mean, there's a bunch of times where I just bet like 75K just because 501K, you get to throw some big bets out there. Anyways, that's all to say that I ended up actually doing quite well post-stream. Not good enough to get out of the hole, but I ended up booking a overall net loss of 150,000. So on stream, I was in the game for 1 million. Out of it for on stream, I cashed out, quote unquote, for whatever 691K. And then post-stream, I ended up cashing out for a total of 850K total. So there's it. Not a good day, but there's more opportunities to come. Sorry for the people who bought action. Couldn't make you guys money, but that's how poker goes. You can't win every single time, and I thought at least, given the situation, the situation of the stream and everything, we kept it alive. So here's to bigger and better things. Today is a downer. Biggest loss of my life on stream. We got that out of the way at least. Moving on, let's try to run good next time.